All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle as a great millstone who taught this word in sincerity and citation of hopeful electness, pushing his words as well. All right, this is Brother Mayala, and right here is just some local news, okay? And local news. So in Madison, Wisconsin, there was as you can see, it says neo-Nazi, anti-Semitism, white supremacy, supremacists. They were, publicly, protesting. Okay, but you got to understand these in the times that we're in, or the times that are to come. These are, those little groups. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let me get the scripture real fast. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 14, and it reads, it says, "Woe unto the world, and them that dwell therein." Right, and woe is destruction into the world, and them that dwell therein. But first and foremost, this place here in America, because the evil days, we're coming on these times where the Lord said the evil days, and it should be a time like none other. Okay, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." See, and the sword, the modern day sword is the gun. You see, but ultimately, you know what? Ultimately, that sword right there is the thermonuclear missiles and the chariots that are going to come and destroy this place. All right, this place called Babylon the Great. All right, so it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." That's the chariots of the Lord and those thermonuclear missiles. And it says, "One people shall stand up and fight against another people." And that's the main thing about this lesson right here, because we can see these things coming into play. And I'm going to go back to the article after this. All right, and swords in their hands, and that's like I was saying, the swords in their hands is the guns. Now you have these so-called protesters that just marched in Madison. I don't know why this thing is playing. It won't let me. This ain't even the one. I'll see if I can find the video, because this isn't the video. It just played the video before this. But it says Wisconsin Governor Evers says neo-Nazi, anti-Semitism, white supremacy have no home in Wisconsin after demonstration. So the demonstration was them. They were marching, and they were doing their little Nazi but also these are the groups, these are the groups that are going to be, terrorizing Jake. It's not just, it's going to say in here that, they're talking about the Ish people, but it also says non-whites, the alphabet people as well. But I just wanted to, put a little shine on this, because these are those groups that are out there, and these are groups that you really don't hear about, you see? And these are the groups that's going to be active during Jacob's trouble, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and read Salakia. It says, Madison, a group of nearly 24 people waving swastika flags and chanting that rhetoric marched on the Wisconsin state Capitol grounds Saturday afternoon, performing a salute originally used by Nazis as political rallies, often called the Hitler salute. All right, it says the group was dressed in red shirts with Blood Tribe written on the back, and you can look up Blood Tribe. Blood Tribe is a neo-Nazi group that promotes hardline white supremacist views and openly directs its vitriol at the Ish people, non-whites, and LGBTQ, right? Community, according to the Anti-Defamation League. So, I'm going to keep going. The neo-Nazi groups march in Wisconsin's capital city comes amid skyrocketing reports of Islamophobia in the United States as Israel and Hamas war stretches into its second month. You see, so all of that is really turning up the people. You see? It's turning up the people, and honestly, all of this is what's going to start. As the scripture said, there should be a sedition among men, and because of the war, and also how can I say the war and the situations that the United States is causing. We won't say the United States, we'll say the global elites, because it's them. All of this stuff is going to cause them having to come down on everybody eventually. That's that order ab chaos. Order ab chaos. You see, order out of chaos. They're going to get everybody riled up. It's going to be, I'm going to read it. I'm going to get that word sedition as well. It should be a sedition among men fighting each other, and they said with swords in their hands. This is going to bring up all the race riots and all of the things like that are to come. And that it's cool. Jake is going to be getting out here slaughtered. It's going to be back and forth, but it's still going to be a time like none other. And we can see it happening with the confrontations of these wars. The confrontations of the, turn this group against this group against this group. You see, a kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. And they're going against, the morals of this society. But also, they're still pro so-called white. But either way, I'm going to keep going. It says the group on Saturday chanted, Israel is not our friend. See, everybody know about them. The Ish people. That's what it is really talking about. It says, threatened there will be blood, and shouted racial slurs at bystanders while marching and chanting other hateful rhetoric. And that's one of the videos that I seen. They was talking to Jake. They was calling Jake niggas and all type of stuff. Well, just all of that shit. But it says, according to the bystander reports, photos posted to the social media platforms and local authorities, the group marched up Madison's iconic pedestrian thoroughfare, State Street, that connects the University of Wisconsin Madison campus with the Capitol Square. So yeah, if you that whole little thing where it's saying, it's just saying that they marched in one of the biggest streets, and that street actually goes all the way up into the university, and it goes all the way back downtown. So it was quite a stretch, but it was there because it was made. That's one of the most public places. Okay, so they're out, out in the open, they're doing things like this. You see, and these are the things that's going to happen in Jacob's trouble. These are the people. They said that this so-called blood tribe or whatever is, it's only one of the little groups that's of the many that's out there. I know one Edomite that's out here, in Wisconsin, and he talk about how him and his friends go up and they make citizen arrests in different counties and different what's the names out here, but they got their own little coalition groups and shit like that. So these things are going to come to pass. They're going to be out here after Jake. After Jake. And, I'm going to just, like the scripture said, let's get it. Let's finish this off. Okay? It says, for the second Ezra 15 and 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. So it's gonna be a sedition. I got sedition as well. This is word sedition, and this is actually an online etymon. It says a rebellion, uprising, revolt, fictitious commotion in the state. And that's literally what the scripture is saying. That's why I said invading one another, right? A sedition among men. There we go. It says, I'm going to keep reading. Concerted, attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, civil or religious, disorder, riots, rebelliousness against authority. You see, that's why I said they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, right? And they're doing it on the Capitol, right? They're letting their way of life be known, and the division of their beliefs, because of their beliefs. But these are the same people that during Jacob's trouble are going to be out here, slaying Jake and everyone else, I had a video where it's the New York police officers, they were, he was asking for, civilians to back them up because of this so-called gang violence and things like that. So he was really talking to the, you know what? I might still have it so you can hear it. All right. I'm not going to keep going on the article, but I wish I could have had that video. Let me try to find it. I'm going to try to find that video and one more video, to be honest. I know I can go into my Salakia. Let me just go to my... right here, look. Now I'm going to just play this one.
Hundreds of police officers standing here today because their hearts tell them they have to be here because they feel like they're alone. We got to end that here today. Our hearts are broken. We're in shock. Our knees are buckling. And we're angry because we've been here before. We're angry because we saw it coming. We're angry because we said it was going to happen and it happened again. So tonight, these police officers aren't going to sleep. They're going to be out in the street. They're going to do what they need to do. The ones that go home are going to put their heads on their pillow and they're not going to sleep. And they're going to cry. Well, it's time the city cried with us, and we know they are. But you know what? We stand shoulder to shoulder by the tens of thousands to shoulder our brother. We carried our brother here. We'll shoulder him out this evening. We'll stand in the hallway and we'll pray for a family that's hoping their son, their husband, they come home. But it can't be just us. Yes, we will stand patch to patch and bury our brother. We will bow our heads in sadness. But we need you too. The streets can't just be full of New York City police officers at this funeral. The public has to come. The public has to send a message to anyone that dares to harm a New York City police officer. Not here, not now, not today, not to us.
And that's where I wanted to get. And right there, that right there. Yeah, because, okay, so what happened was I guess there was, the police officers that was killed, right? But that's him reaching out. He's reaching out to the public, as he's saying. But when you say patch to patch, now you're talking about other factions or other groups. And they know they have those groups out there. You see? So you got to understand that they already, all of these little groups are going to be heavily involved in Jacob's trouble. You see? This is I was going to say the sedition. Yes, sedition among men, but this is all the groups, when it says that, it's not like, let me just get right back to the scripture. Yep. You see, and it says in 15, it says, for Second Ezra 15 and 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, and that's what it's going to be. You see? I'm going to just keep reading real fast. For there shall be a sedition among men. We just read about sedition and invading one another. And that's what we see already with the riots and things like that. Even, in California, that stuff was happening. But it's going to come to another level. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, because, like, there you go. Jake is already out there killing police officers. I'm not even going to say just Jake, because it's not just Jake right now. But, in the end, during Jacob's trouble, that's what's going to be going on. Everybody's going to be invading one another. And they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, for because of their pride, that the city shall be destroyed, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's what's coming up on there. This is what's coming up. You see? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And I'm gonna just stop it right there, because that's what's coming. Everybody's gonna be against each other. The famine is gonna the famine that said is gonna be one of the reasons why they invading each other. But the main part about it is Jacob's trouble that's coming. All right, this is Jeremiah 30 and 7, and it reads, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And that he is the hopeful elect. Okay, so only the hopeful elect is going to be going to have that hedge around them when these days are coming. And we can see from these all of these protests, the insurrections, from the division of the men of these groups. All of these groups are being made public. But all of this has to happen, and that's prophecy, But it's lucky I gotta get ready to get out of here. But that's that's just the gist of this lesson, because you can see it coming, and these groups are highly, highly active, and hey. Jacob's trouble is going to happen, and there is a such thing as Jacob's trouble, as we can already, we can see. But Slaggy, that was pretty much all I had. Now with that, I would like to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Chakodash. Lord willing, this video was edifying to the hopeful sheep, to the hopeful elect, and the sheep of Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai. These things are coming. So it's what's the scripture? Our salvation is nearer than what we believe, but all of this stuff has to come to pass. All this stuff has to happen. That's why it's imperative right now to, have that hedge around you. But Khan. All right, shalom.